Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 3 news and information video. Today for you guys, I want to sit down and talk a little bit about the behind the scenes making of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, this was a sort of exclusive little video that we actually got to see at the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere event that happened last week. This is actually something that I forgot to talk about in my rundown video for the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere event, but during the developer panel with Tai Sue as well as Tetsuya Nomura, there we were actually able to see a very short little clip towards the making of Kingdom Hearts 3 and sort of the development process and thought that goes into the game itself. And it was some really interesting stuff. Now, this might sound familiar to a few of you guys because this was the exact same thing that was shown at D23 that happened earlier this year over in Japan in February. You guys will remember that a few screenshots and images actually came out of this behind the scenes making of Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm showing a few of those on screen as of right now. So we have actually seen a little bit of this, but there for the attendees who went to the event, they actually got to see that in its entirety within video formation, which was super cool. And to actually see that for myself in person was really cool. So I essentially just want to sit down today and talk a little bit about that, exactly what we saw. Obviously, we were not able to take any sort of video of the behind the scenes making or really any photography or anything like that. So really, I'm just going to be picking my brain off of what I actually remember seeing of the behind the scenes making. So first things first, the image that you guys have seen of the Kingdom of Corona and with Sora being in the city itself, has seen all the NPCs. We got to see that, but we got to see that in action. And oh my god, dude, just seeing, like world environments with all sorts of different, civilians and citizens walking around, all doing their own thing was just absolutely breathtaking, especially for a setting like Kingdom Hearts, where we've never seen something like that in previous titles. And one comment that I did make when this image actually came out back in February is with having NPCs walking around doing their own thing in worlds, it essentially just makes the worlds feel much more alive, like things are actually going on in the world space. In the footage itself, Sora was standing in like the town square area and there were a bunch of different civilians all over the place. Sora was kind of like pushing through a few of the people because there was a decent amount of like civilians just standing around doing all of their own things. There were civilians, like lining up to get, I assume, like food from market stalls and all that kind of cool stuff. After the town square area, we then got to see the dock area of Corona, which was really cool. In the distance, we could see the mountains with the large bridge extending to the left that connects the city to that of the mainland with all of the water in between. It looked absolutely beautiful. Now, whether or not you can actually dive into this water and make your way from the city over to like the mountain area, I'm not entirely too sure. I'm counting on there being a loading transition from the city of Corona to that of the mainland where you will find, Rapunzel's tower and all of that. But still, it was so cool to see. And also at the dock area, there was this civilian just kind of floating in mid-air. He was just sort of sitting in mid-air. It looks like he was doing some form of fishing. And again, like civilians are doing their own thing. It seems like they're all coded to be, doing their own stuff, whether it be fishing or just simply walking around, like I said before, lining up for a market stall to get a certain thing. Now, the last scene that we saw was a testing room, which consisted of Sora as well as Rapunzel. Now, this testing room was served for the purpose of testing the hair physics that Square Enix have coded for Rapunzel. Obviously, Rapunzel has insane amounts of hair, so the physics behind her hair are really impressive. Really impressive. I was absolutely blown away by just how well the hair interacts with the environment and the physics behind it. As an example, when Rapunzel is walking up steps, the hair that's actually trailing behind her interacts with the steps just so perfectly. I mean, I'm trying to do like a finger demonstration right now with how the hair kind of moves up the stairs so accurately. I don't know if this is working for you guys, let me know. But it was absolutely so impressive. And also during the scene, Square Enix were also taking control, not live there at the presentation, but for the purpose of the footage, they were actually taking control of Rapunzel, like actually controlling her. Now, I don't think we'll be controlling, different party members when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 3. This is most likely for the purpose of testing, but it was cool to see nonetheless. Square were talking about how her hair interacts with the environment and how she can actually use the environment to her advantage when it comes to her attacks in the world space. Like we saw with the Monsters Inc. trailer, Rapunzel can use her hair hair when standing near trees to actually swing around a tree and hit any enemies that come in her path. And it's that kind of stuff that I'm really interested to see more of when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 3. The fact that party members can actually use the environment to their advantage when fighting foes in the field. I'm hoping that it's not just Rapunzel that uses things in the environment, but other party members that we come across too. However, in terms of the behind the scenes making of Kingdom Hearts 3 and the footage that was displayed to us, that was pretty much it. Seeing the township area of the city of Corona with all of the NPCs walking around, the dock area of Corona, and then also seeing that testing room where we got really good examples of the hair physics behind Rapunzel. That's pretty much it, but it was some extremely interesting stuff. I'm really hoping that with all the stuff that happens next month for Kingdom Hearts 3, within one of the trailers that we do get, if it's 1 or 2, I'm hoping that we do get to see a scene where we actually see NPCs walking around, just so that you guys can see how impressive these worlds are looking with them being so alive, with having citizens just walking around doing their own thing. However guys, with that being said, that is all for today's video. Just thought I would get this kind of stuff out to you dudes because it was some exclusive stuff that we as attendees for the premiere event got to see, so I thought I'd just fill you guys in on this information. However dudes, with that being said, I'm Cynical. Hopefully you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Hit them on the page, you'll be coming through stain. Gold in my mouth when you suckers be bluffing. Milk crate, gaming up your bitch though. Catch me in the back playing Super Nintendo.